Greetings everybody and welcome to the Doublemint Cup Series here, Season 2 at Riki Raceway, the last race of the regular season as the spots are running out. Green flag in the air here, Angel Navarro will be leading us down here. He has not won a race yet and several other drivers here are going to be hungry for a victory here at the Super Speedway. This is the deciding factor for those running in the point standings here. They're going to be hopeful that a repeat winner can win this race here today, because if not, and if they run badly, this could cost them a lot here and a potential spot in the 16 slots here for the chase for the championship. At turn number 4, you see Angel Navarro leading the first lap of the race, but Richard Johnson for Wood Brothers Racing now trying to go to the bottom. Richard Johnson has not found much luck here in the Doublemint Cup Series here, and he's looking to find some here today. Leading the race at Riki, Gabe Williams right there behind. That 18 car has also been struggling all season, and we've got trouble. Pat Johnson spinning around, and we've got ourselves a big crash already on the second lap. Ian Dutta is barrel rolling down the backstretch, and it's a multitude of cars crashing there, and I think forever those that have not won, their shots are done for the day, just like that here on lap number 2. Navarro and the others, they got through just fine, but it is Richard Johnson that leads us down to the caution flag here for the very first time today. A massive wad of cars piling up down the back straightaway has brought it out. Here we go, looking out of turn number 2. Lamas washes up the track and into Pat Johnson, William Duncan, and Hernandez, but Navarro in the wall. And that just let a lot of the front half of the field cars spinning around. Ian Dutta gets swept up in the middle of that. JT Bryant, Seth Cole, there you see the 32. Side over side, end over end, just a single roll for him. Jessica Emery in the 44. She is high up in the point standings. Certainly did not want to see this happen to that car. Gets a lot of front end damage by running into Pat Johnson there. And there's Bill Gunther. His chances are going to be done for the day as well. A lot of those with damage, they're most likely out of it here. Kev Shearer involved there. Joshua Sekuli, he made the Xfinity chase just recently, so congrats to him. But he's already swept up in a lap 2 incident there. But a lot of cars wrecked. O'Neal Baldwin with front end damage to his car. And that's going to really change the cycle of cars remaining in the race here at Riki Raceway. Back underway at Riki, Richard Johnson is still continuing to lead over Zachary Fitzwater and Williams, but Williams gets shuffled up high and Fitzwater to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got a lot of points to gain here today. That's what Fitzwater's going to try and aim for here and go for the victory here. Car number 43 trying to get on a hot streak. There's Jeffrey Finguy and Andy Thomas in the picture there. There you see Gabe Williams now trying to look low underneath Fitzwater. Dylan Young is right there as well as Tommy Turbo. The slots are running out. You see cars going 3 wide near the back half of that second field there. Navarro leading that second pack with Jonathan Zorlin, Jack James, Audrey Baranowskis, Joey Murphy, and several others here that avoid the accident there. Ian Dutta, the only car out of the race, but these drivers that are off the pace here are most likely out of contention here today, so that's not going to be what they've wanted to see here. But Richard Johnson, your leader here. Gabe Williams now looking under the inside of the 21 for the lead here. We're going to get another lead change, guys, as Gabe Williams, car number 18 for Joe Gibbs Racing, is going to try and take it away. Johnson has help on the outside groove, though, from Dylan Young. Those Penske affiliates are going to be working together here. Young gets shuffled up high, and Finguy goes down low. The Old Spice winner now trying to go for 2 wins in a row here in the Doublemint Cup Series. That could be quite an accomplishment to see Jeffrey Finguy do such an important feat there. Another contender in the point standings, Charles Sanford's running rather solid today. That's an excellent run they've needed here. If they can run in the top 15, I think that's a good goal for them. For car number 10 here, they could make it in on points, whether we have a new winner or not. As long as he finishes good, that's going to be their main goal here today. And Gabe Williams now going down the inside of Richard Johnson for the lead again. Annie Thomas is going to try and follow. Thomas again Mentioned her in the Xfinity Series having pretty much a lot of bad luck, and same thing here in the Doublemint Cup Series. Not much success, and is looking to try and change things around here in the second half of the season. As Fitzwater does go down beneath the 23, Tommy Turbo, Betty Johnson are going to follow here. The BK teammates are actually running rather solid today. Cars number 23 and 83, as Pat Johnson has stalled the car down on the apron, and we've got ourselves a massive crash. Chris Dodd has crashed with PJ Williams. William Duncan has just plowed into the 88, and that has brought it out. I think they might have slammed into Pat Johnson there, and that is probably the case there. They'll be racing it back down towards the line. And it's going to be a battle between Annie Thomas and Gabe Williams side by side across the line, and Gabe Williams gets it. So this is actually an unrelated incident, so Gabe Williams did get into the back, Chris Dodd, and a hard impact. And the 19 went upside down into Mike Hawk, Joey Murphy, and Kyle Matthews, as well as Johnny Garner. The 19 goes on his roof in a violent wreck, where PJ Williams has put him out of the race. Chris Dodd then watch he gets hit by William Duncan. Duncan's already committed to the bottom there, and bam, into the front end of the 88. But on the bright side for Duncan, he's already, those three cars that were involved pretty much were already locked into the playoffs, so the chase to be exact. So I don't think they really need to worry too much, but that's a rocky end for them in the regular season. Coming to take the restart here, Gabe Williams will continue to lead. Hernandez has dropped out of the race. Dodd and Williams are out as well. Hernandez's chances are going to be down the drain just like that. Green flag back in the air. We are underway here at Riki yet again. Pay attention to those that are going to peek out of line here. Any of the top four, and Richard Johnson's going to be the first to do so. Annie Thomas blocks the bottom of the racetrack there, and Tommy Turbo is going to come into the picture here. He's looking for win number 3 of the season here. Betty Johnson still looking for her first victory. There you see Dylan Young. He's been trying to get a late race charge here. Jesse Turner, Dylan Schwalberg also in the mix as well. Williams blocks the bottom of the racetrack there. There you see Jesse Turner. I mentioned him. He has had a very rough season for car number 17. They're looking to turn things around. Charles Sanford, Nick Gunther, there you see the 35, also trying to find some late race momentum. We still haven't reached the halfway point of the race yet, but Richard Johnson now looking to the bottom of the racetrack here for the race lead. Betty Johnson's going to follow on suit. Dylan Young, Turner, Schwallenberg. There you see Jeremy Jones in the 4 car. He's trying to get his way up into the chase here, potentially. This 4 car's kind of struggled a lot this season. Charles Sanford, teammate, pushing that 4 car to the front there. Will Goss, there's Jack James, and Theo Stegall in the 16 car, as Dylan Young now looking on the inside. The Reds Apple Ale Ford Fusion now looking to take the lead away, but Jesse Turner is going to try and deny that. Betty Johnson will lead the lap, but Jesse Turner has the advantage. Here they come into the long straightaway here, into the first corner. Turner's got the advantage, and he's going to take the lead away from car number 2 and 83, but Dylan Schwalberg on the bumper of that 17 car. They're all trying to find a way to get themselves another victory here, or those a first victory of the season here. As there you see the field kind of stacking up here. We still got a lot of cars in contention here, from all the way back down to Eric Rodriguez in the 25 here. They could all have a shot at winning and put themselves in a good spot here for championship contention here in terms of eligibility. Jeremy Jones now in the lead with teammate Charles Sanford in the 2nd spot now. Charles Sanford has been hungry for a victory here. And oh man, Fitzwater gets put in the wall by Nick Gunther. Both cars go spinning up the track down the back straightaway. And there you see Joey Murphy. Will he hit him? No, they won't. But the caution is going to fly. And that is going to be key for Zachary Fitzwater. That is not what they wanted here at all. And he's going to be very upset with Nick Gunther. He threw a fist at him. He threw a wave at him, and very angry wave to be exact. And he's very upset on the radio with Nick Gunther. And that has brought things out here to a close for looks like car number 43. But Theo Stegall is your leader here as we take the caution flag here yet again. It's the exact same mistake we saw at a turn 2 where one car pushes up the racetrack, and Fitzwater was the victim there. Nick Gunther made a mistake, and Fitzwater was the victim, in a hard impact to the inside barrier went Fitzwater and Gunther. And I think their chances are obviously going to be shot down the drain as well. And while Gunther's already in the playoffs, I think Fitzwater is gonna be very upset with him after this race. And rightfully so. Coming to take the green flag yet again, your top 3 consist of Theo Segal, Jeremy Jones, and Jeffrey Fingai there in third. A lot of these top 10 drivers have already won a race. Some are looking for their first win. Theo Segal, one of the very few here. And the green flag is out. The NES fuel machine leads us down with Jeremy Jones for Stewart Haas Racing. All the cars are actually running rather well, except for car 41. But all of them are doing a fantastic job. The Haas teammates are going to try and help each other out. Fingai is one of the drivers that just needs to finish good as well in order to stay in front of a car that runs full time. But I think that could be the case here today at this rate, based upon the attrition rate going up here. But Jeremy Jones is right behind the bumper of the 16. Dylan Schwalberg there in third. Could he steal a win away and go for 3 wins this season? Joe Gibbs Racing has certainly had a resurgence this year for car number 20 and 19. With the 19 car out, the 20 is still up in the pack though, so don't count out Dylan Schwalberg. He looks underneath for second, and he's going to try and storm his way to the front of the pack. Will Goss, or Harry Scott Motorsports, is also trying to bring something on the table here. For that team, they have not had the results shown for this Aaron's machine. The Aaron's Dream Machine now looking for second underneath Schwalberg. There you see the Nature's Bakery Chevrolet of Charles Sanford, Mr. Consistency. With despite no wins, he can rack up some good points for the team, and certainly done so himself. Charles Sanford now looking to the point here with Jack James. Right behind him, the Ganassi duo. The Ganassi car looking very good on the radar as well. Gabe Williams has been struggling all season. Car 18 has not been the best car throughout most of the year, and certainly so. Andy Thomas there in the middle. Audra Baranowskis spreading the issue here with Jeffrey Fingai following. They are 3 wide, cars way up high. They have to encounter Pat Johnson. What will the 11 do on the racetrack? Holds up the middle line, and that's really going to cost them a lot of track position there, as that's going to help out, looks like Joey Murphy and some of the other contenders here to join this secondary pack now, due to the 11 car holding up a lot of drivers. Baranaskas, Johnson, Young, Rodriguez, Fingai, Freeze, and multiple others there. They are still getting held up massively, and they're going to encounter Cody Lamas' lap traffic. Jesse Turner, could he have the advantage due to being on the high side? And he does. Jesse Turner has now taken the lead away from Annie Thomas. Charles Sanford right there in second. He looks underneath the 17. And Cody Lamas still holding up the car, the lead lap cars here, top to bottom. And Cody Lamas certainly not making many friends out on the racetrack here. And neither are the other lap cars in the way. The battle for the lead is on, but that's going to bring an opportunity for Tommy Turbo, Gardner, and a couple of others to join in the fray yet again here at Riki. And more contact. Jeffrey Fingai spinning around. Annie Thomas is in it. Betty Johnson and Cody Lamas all spin down the back straightaway. Actually a rather tame wreck there. And that's going to bring out the caution here. Not much damage done, but I think they're all going to be just fine there. Not much damage to those cars. They'll be racing it back down towards the line, and the leader will be Charles Sanford over Tommy Turbo and Theo Stegall. You see the aggression rate just going up. Vince Freeze, they all just stacked up out of turn 2. And a Jeffrey Fingai and 2 of the Burger King cars spin around while Gotts gets collected. He hits the inside wall. Cody Lama swept up in it, but Richard Johnson and Eric Rodriguez do a fantastic job of avoiding the wreckage there, but not much damage done to either of those race cars. I think Gotts at most had the worst of that, with the left side of the car getting pretty banged up. But otherwise, it was a rather tame wreck here, as we'll take you back to the restart. Pace car is up, and Charles Sanford continues to lead here, the highest without a win here. Can he actually win a race here today? Green flag in the air, great restart for Tommy Turbo there in the 95. And down the inside he goes, he's looking for win number 3 of the season, very greedy. From car 95, Dylan Schwalberg trying to do the same thing, as well as Vince Freeze and Johnny Gardner. A lot of these drivers have 2 wins in their belt, but none have reached win number 3 of the season here. Stegall and Schwalberg make it 3 wide down the back straightaway, abandoning Charles Sanford here. And I think Sanford's going to be shuffled way back in traffic now. But Dylan Schwalberg now trying to take the lead, starting 5th on the restart, and has now got help from Vince Freeze and Johnny Gardner. Other notables in the mix there, Jonathan Rains. We haven't talked much about this 38 car. He's been running solidly in this pack here. What a run for the Front Row Motorsports car here. And a win could help with 2 of their cars in the playoffs here. That would be very impressive here. As for Vince Freeze, he is now your leader, Johnny Gardner. In that 2nd spot, you don't want to count him out, but there you see Rains with the run on the inside groove. What will Gardner do? He blocks the low line. And he basically cucks Jonathan Rains for that moment. But Gabe Williams, he's going to try and look low underneath the 38 there. Maybe try and loosen him up. But Baranowskis will deny that 18. And Williams goes on the outside with his teammate of Dylan Schwalberg there right behind him. And Johnny Gardner now trying to take the lead away here from the 31. He's got no help on that bottom lane, but Richard Johnson there in the Wood Brothers machine is coming into the picture. More contact, and they crash behind them yet again. Dylan Schwalberg has crashed. Tommy Turbo, Jeremy Jones also collected, and they almost crash again. Joey Murphy, and they have. Joey Murphy has crashed. Jesse Turner's in it. Their chances are done. And what a turn of events there. Jeremy Jones has crashed. Turner's done for the day. What a heartbreak for that 17 car. Turner had probably one of the better seasons. They are still scrambling down the front straightaway, and they're still crashing down the front stretch. Angel Navarro, Finguy, oh, and that's a massive impact to the wall there, and still getting plowed. Calamity at Riki Raceway in the latter half. There's William Brock, and that is a lot of championship contenders. A lot of contenders looking for the W out of it here. What an amount of events there, and that was just chaotic for all those drivers there, and a lot of them are going to be out of this race here. Vince Freeze, your leader here at Riki. Turn 2 is pretty much the corner where every car basically pushes up on the inside groove. I think they just haven't known the limitations yet. Rodriguez slid up into basically Jeremy Jones, Dylan Schwalberg, Jesse Turner, and multiple drivers here. This is going to be a long replay to watch here. And Turner really not doing anything wrong. He's just staying up high, trying to get out of the harm's way. And Will Goss bounces into the 4. Joey Murphy had such a full head of steam. He hits the wall and right into the path of Jesse Turner. Hard impact. And the outside barrier, you see Jeremy Jones wrecking back there from Jessica Emery, looks like. And all 3 of those cars go teetering down. Cody Lumbus nearly plows into the wreckage. But racing back down towards the line. What a massive turn of events. I think Zorlin and the others, just their cars suddenly veered out of control. And watch that 5 car, the 78, they collide. Both cars go in the wall. And watch the impact the 78 has. Bam! Finguy has a hard lick as well. And then the 3 plows into the wreckage. Mike Huck pulverizes the 14. And William Brock and Nick Gunther plow in there as well at the end of it. On board with Jesse Turner here. And you see the wreckage right in front of him. He gets on the brakes pretty well, actually. Does avoid the first accident. And then there you see Brian going on by, a couple of others there. And then watch, he has nothing he could do there, and there's no place to go. And that takes him out of that running. What a terrible break for Jesse Turner. Joey Murphy here is on board. As you see, he gets through the wreck just fine, and then Will Goss, he just hits the 13 just a tad. And a massive shunt into the outside barrier there. That's a heavy lick for Joey Murphy. A hard break for him there, and there you see Turner's car there as well. On board in the cockpit can of Angel Navarro's machine. Watch the 5 get in the grass here, and he's gonna get clipped. Hang on. And there you see the 14 and the others getting piled into the wreckage there at the end. No place for them to go, and Navarro had a nasty impact into the barrier. Coming to the green flag, we will be approaching about 10 laps to go here. Vince Freeze is your leader here. Gardner second, Johnson the third. Green flag in the air. Richard Johnson, he's looking at the bottom already of Johnny Gardner. Great start for the 21. Jack James and Dylan Young also into the picture as well. But a lot of those drivers swept up in it are out of the race here just like that. Finn Guy, Cock, and a couple of others there. That is just a heartbreak for them. They didn't want that to happen. And Jack James now looking at the bottom. He's going to go 3 wide for the race lead. There's Dylan Young with teammate Johnny Gardner right behind him. The Penske duo are trying to figure things out here with JT Bryan out of the picture there. Actually, there is JT Bryan, so you actually can't count him out. So I think pretty much most of the Penske cars are in contention still. But here comes Johnny Gardner down to the bottom of the racetrack there. He's looking on the bottom underneath Jack James, but James puts the block on the bottom of the racetrack here. 10 laps to go here, and Johnny Gardner is hounding this 42 car. Gardner finding some late race momentum. Can it pay off here for the chase? But Johnny Gardner's just done a fantastic job so far. There's Jonathan Rains looking underneath. He's hungry for a win. They're going to do anything to get around this 22 car. Gabe Williams, he has some left side damage, but he's still in this pack, so don't count him out just yet. And there's Steven Seagal, Rodriguez. A lot of these drivers in this pack have not won a race yet. Only the very few from Jack James, Freeze, Johnny Gardner. That is like 3 of your cars basically running well. And looks like Theo Seagal on the apron there. He might have some issues with that 16 car. I don't know what happened there. I think there's something that's breaking from that racing machine there. Either that or something broke on one of the cars up there. But Jonathan Rains still your leader here. Gabe Williams in second. Gardner the third. Gardner's been on a bit of a hot streak there. Won in Mexico City here. And he's looking to find some more good luck here. Some more good fortune. But Rodriguez down at the bottom. There is Theo Seagal there. Don't count him out. He's had a very rough season to be exact. Andre Baranowskis following on toe. Baranowskis has been rather quiet all season and does not have the run she's wanted today. And I think really a win could really help their chances here at the moment. But Rodriguez is getting a nice shot from Andre Baranowskis. But there you see Jonathan Rains blocks the bottom lane there. Rodriguez is going to shove that 38. He's going to try and loosen him up here out of turn 4. Not able to make it work, but he looks low. He denies the 38 the inside groove. And Eric Rodriguez will take the lead away here on the bottom of the racetrack. Richard Johnson is right there. He's going to be bump drafting this 25 to the front. Charles Sanford's back in the mix there as well. The Nature's Bakery car. I think very much where he's running, he is guaranteed a spot in the playoffs here. So this is a good run for Charles Sanford. So he's clinched in no matter what as of right now. Charles Sanford in a very good position of making it in no matter the circumstances. And he's going to look low, but Vince Freeze looks even lower. He's going to go 3 wide. Sanford stuck in the middle lane. Dylan Young right there behind. Young is one of the few drivers on the bubble. And if he does good here today, this could be a possible win here for them. They could make it on points or even via victory here. This could be quite interesting for this 2 team here. And they could have 2 of the Penske cars in the chase here. I think the same thing is with Richard Johnson. They're both also few cars in the bubble that are trying to look in. But Vince Freeze is currently leading the race here. But Jack James is right there. The Kansas winner has not been that fast ever since that win. But right now, Vince Freeze is the one to look out for here with 5 laps to go in the race. But they're going to be encountering lap traffic, and that will split the field. And Charles Sanford is blowing up. The Stewart-Haas entry has blown the car up, and he has crashed in turn number 2. And that's going to bring out the caution. And will he get clobbered? No, he does not. He's still stopped on the racetrack here. Everybody needs to avoid him, and they all do. But what a shocking turn of events for Charles Sanford there in car number 10. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but if he does not make it, this could be crucial for this 10 team. They were running so well today, and the motor let go from car number 10. But right now, your leader is Theo Stegall, and the question is, will this race end under caution? And that's all you really need to describe it. It just blew up on him, and nothing Eric Rodriguez could have really done. It's just, he was just on the low line, just slipped in the wheel and turned the 10 car. And I'm surprised. Oh man, Kyle Matthews got really close to hitting that 10 car head on. That would have been a vicious impact. But what a horrible way to end that regular season for Charles Sanford. He's high up in the point standings, and this could jeopardize his chances of making it in. But we're going to have to see where the other drivers are going to finish and where the point standings will shuffle at the end of this one. Green flag back in the air here. Theo Stegall's got a solid gap, but the question is, he's going to be a sitting duck here on the racetrack. A lot of lap cars holding up the rest of the pack here. Their chances are down the drain just like that. But the question is, will a caution come at the worst time possible? But Theo Stegall's got to hold off Gabe Williams and a couple of other hard chargers here. As here they come, rounding out turn number 4. Theo Stegall for Roush Racing has struggled all season. Will he find victory here today? The white flag is out. One more lap to go. But Gabe Williams has a massive shot here into turn number 1. Same thing with Jonathan Rains, but he's shuffled out of line by Jack James. The 18 car is coming, and coming fast here. Gabe Williams looking to try and take an opportunity here from Theo Stegall, but Stegall's got a good gap over the 18 here. The damage might be limiting the speed from that race car there, and I think that might have settled the deal here. Coming out of turn number 4, the African-American Theo Stegall will take the checkered flag and win here at Riki Raceway, and this could guarantee a spot for him in the chase here with the shot clock chase maneuver, just like Luis Hernandez in the Xfinity Series here. What a run here for Theo Stegall. Now, Charles Sanford finished 30th in the race. We don't know where the points are going to handle out here, but depending if Theo Stegall, he did join in kind of late, but if he passed somebody full time, this could make him chase eligible. So we have to see where Stegall ends up in points to see whether he is actually eligible for chase contention. For those way out in the points that are finished bad are out of it here. Dylan Young, Richard Johnson, they're few bubble drivers here. They're looking to try and make it in on points here. Sanford, I think, might be guaranteed a spot here, but we're going to have to wait and see where that ends up. Looking at your results here, 1st through 28th, we had a wreckfest here at Riki Raceway. A lot of cars smashed up at the end, and a couple persevered to get some good finishes here today. And looking at that, there's 1st to 28, 25 cars on the lead lap. And then the rest out of the race with accidents there. A lot of cars struggling at the end. Those that wanted good runs didn't necessarily get the runs they wanted, and others weren't so lucky here. But what a race here, and Theo Stegall is in victory lane here for Roush Fenway Racing here. The potential of having 2 of their cars in the playoffs could be awesome for them, and that would be a shame here for others.